Hello and welcome back to the Art of Crafting by Asma. Today I have this chocolate box with me which we will be repurposing to convert it into something like this that you can use to store your personal belongings or any small items. Let's get started. You need this decoupage napkin. I have this leftover napkin with me. I'm just going to be using bits and pieces. A matching paint which is an acrylic paint to kind of put the accents on the box. It's in salmon pink color. Brushes and a sponge brush. Then you need gesso paint, which is a primer that will be applied on the box. And you need here Decomagic Decoupage glue. I also need a small paintbrush that you can use with the glue or the paint. Now take your lid and apply a thick coat of this white gesso paint. I'm using this broad paintbrush to cover wider areas. You don't have to be neat. The first layer can just be very fast and quick. You just have to cover the whole area. Now let's cover the box as well with the paint. Again, you don't have to be neat as we are going to go on the second coat. For the second coat, I'm going to use this sponge brush. The reason is that the box is very glossy, so I wanted to make it a little rough by using this brush so that the paint sticks on well. And once the first layer is dry, our box is ready to be coated again with the paint. So this time use the sponge brush to avoid the streaks that were caused by the paintbrush. So using the sponge brush, first cover the entire area with paint and then start dabbing in this motion. So take your paint, cover the surface and then start dabbing. That is how you're going to do for the entire box. So this way you get a neater finish than the paintbrush, and the opacity of the paint also increases if you use two coats. So now the finish looks really good, and we are going to keep it aside for drying. Meanwhile, I'll cover the box as well with the second layer of paint. Again, in the same way, cover the entire surface with paint and then we start dabbing it. Now all the surfaces are covered with two layers of paint. I'll keep this aside for drying. Now I'm taking my decoupage napkin and I'm going to be using this bunch of roses as the design for my lid. This is going to go on top of my lid, just making sure the design matches the total area of the lid. And now taking a pencil, just trace out that area. And cut it out. Peel the layer off the napkin and we are going to put a layer of glue on top of the lid where we want to stick the design. Just put one layer of the glue and immediately start placing the napkin slowly over the glue and keep dabbing as you place it so that there are no air bubbles and no wrinkles. Do it slowly with patience, otherwise you might tear your napkin. So slowly keep pressing the napkin until it's firmly stuck edge to edge. Now choosing a color out of this color scheme, I'm going to be painting the sides of the lid with this salmon pink color. This will give a pop of color to your box because the base is mostly white. Using the small brush, I'm going to just paint all the sides of the lid and let it dry. Now let's go to the box. I'm choosing again the same design that we used for the lid, which is a bunch of roses. This will go on one side of the box. Let's coat this surface as well with a layer of glue so that we can stick our cutout design on this side as well. Using the same method as I showed before, start dabbing your sheet as you place it on the surface. Now for the second side of the box, I am using one of the borders from the deco napkin that I have. and I'm going to paste it over here. Align it with the edges of the box so that it's parallel, and then slowly start dabbing it again to avoid air bubbles and wrinkles. Same with the third side, I'm continuing the border on the third surface as well. Stick it firmly in place. And now for the fourth and last surface, I'm going to put this little quote that says, "Faith, hope, love, the greatest of them is love." I'm just going to put that quote on the center of my surface, and then I will also be taking these flowers and sticking them on the surface as well. Using just half of the design so that I can paste the coat as well on top of it, otherwise it's going to cover the whole box. Just press it firmly and now applying the coat. So now if you notice, it looks like almost the text is printed on the surface. So that's the beauty of decoupage. It makes it look like the text is actually printed on the box, and the napkin becomes invisible once you apply the glue. Now this is the last step, and that is finishing. So you're going to take the same glue, and this is going to act like a finisher of your end product. Use the same glue, and this time I'm using a sponge brush so that I don't tear any of the napkin. So sponge brush is very soft, it won't tear. So use the same sponge brush to cover the entire work that you have done. This will help to protect it. So here I am the next day. I left the box to dry overnight as the weather here is very rainy and cloudy. Now look at it, how pretty it looks. The box found a new meaning in itself. Now I'm ready to reuse this box as my jewelry container. And here I have another piece with me which I had created some time back. So I used the same method, except I did not use the paint like how I used for our box, but it has the same decoupage method. Found this video helpful, then please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Do watch for more such videos. Bye.